transformation. Transformation before our very eyes. Just a few minutes ago, this beautiful monarch, who is becoming more beautiful by the second because the water is being released from his or her wings. I can't see yet, and I refuse to touch the butterfly at this point because it needs to dry out some. And the water, if you could actually catch it, is dripping off his wings or her wings. And we've been watching this chrysalis for a few days, and I knew when I came in this morning or got up this morning that the chrysalis looked black. And what that indicated, if you could catch it in the sun, could actually see the butterfly wings. And if you want to get a sense of how beautiful that is, just go on my Facebook page, and I was able to take some pictures of it with, actually not this particular butterfly, another one of the few that we have been watching hatch over the last couple of days. And you could see the outline of the wings, and it is hard to imagine, if you can see the little tiny chrysalis that's next to this right here, that this butterfly was inside that until just a few minutes ago, or actually less than 60 seconds ago. And by the very second, his wings are getting bigger and coming, well, they're just drying out. The wind, but even just being in nature, the being, there's a little bit of flipping, look at that, moving a little bit from the wind. Just such a miraculous, amazing transformation to think that just days ago this butterfly was a caterpillar.
A different color?
Yeah, green, well, sort of green and yellow from what I could see when I looked it up online. Certainly very different from this gorgeous monarch. And within the next 24 hours, the monarch will start drinking some sugar water, and then will have all the moisture drop out of its wings, and then will actually take flight and be released. So it has had me over the last week as I've been watching the miracle of watching a monarch, well, kind of watching a monarch, because I've been told if you even poke a minute hole inside the chrysalis or into the chrysalis, you'll actually kill the monarch, because it needs to have the struggle to get out of the chrysalis, which is so much like us. Sometimes we think that when somebody comes alongside of us to help us with something, if they help us too much, they actually cause us not to have our own transformation. Because you can't have a transformation for somebody else. You can only have your own transformation. And so this monarch, plus the others, have been reminding me of what that is all about, and how sometimes all I need to do is back away when I see somebody struggling. Maybe they need a tool, maybe they need a little bit of help somehow, and yet so easily. I don't know about you, but certainly I want to help more than would be beneficial. Can you think about a time even right now where you helped somebody and it actually did more harm than good? Because you were maybe enabling them, or maybe you were discovering a truth, and yet if it's not something they've discovered, then in fact it's not helpful at all. Oh, he's not enjoying this wind too much. So I'm thinking we're going to take him inside and just let him hang a little bit further. I think is the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's pretty windy.
Yeah, it's pretty windy out here, so I think we're going to take this gorgeous monarch out of the wind, and because he's trying to get out of the wind, and let him dry off, and then we'll have more chat about transformation over the coming days, and tomorrow we will attempt to release him on camera. Our attempt today was actually to videotape him actually coming out of his chrysalis, and yet it happens so fast. It is seconds from being in the chrysalis to being out and hanging from the chrysalis. So we'll just there he is. Gorgeous, absolutely stunning.
Can we tell if it's a male yet?
No, the only way you can tell if it's a male is when the wings come open. If it's got two little dots on the bottom part of the larger wing, it will indicate that that is a male, and if the dots aren't there, it will indicate female. So very, very cool. So transformation in your own life. This little guy's got me distracted, can you tell? And a worthwhile distraction. So transformation in your life or somebody else's, sometimes if you speak a truth for someone else, it robs them of the opportunity. And so really, even right now, who in your life do you need to simply be available for, and yet maybe ask the questions, maybe allow them to have their own transformation. And what these butterflies have reminded me is you often can't even see it. It happens in the blink of an eye. The quickness, the split of the chrysalis to when the butterfly is hanging from the chrysalis is seconds. I mean, I've been attempting to catch it and I cannot. So I think it's very much the same thing in our lives and in others' lives. We really need to give them space and simply be available. Ask questions. So think about how you can do that even right now in someone's life. And I know, Lana, we were chatting about this before we got live today. And what is your thought?
Well, just, it's amazing how something can go from crawling on the ground to all of a sudden growing wings and being able to fly. And it's kind of the same thing with people too. You just have to figure out your skills and then all of a sudden you'll fly.
You'll fly. I love that. That's well said. So how would you describe, I love that, Lana, how would you describe transformation? Let's grow together, because to me transformation is one of the most significant miracles of life. We go from something to something entirely different, and usually transformation means something significantly better than where we were. And so share your ideas around transformation. Let's see if we can't build a really neat summary, well, more than a summary, a whole bunch of ideas around transformation. Because what I do know from attending Roar Canada Masterminds and many other amazing masterminds, what happens is one idea leads to another idea to another idea, and before I know it, I've got the raw material for transformation in my own life. And so we'll be doing that again September 20th. If you have not registered yet or ever attended one, or even if you have, you'll probably want to do that. So go to roarcanada.ca. It is all about transformation and helping each other do it in a way that allows the individual to have the transformation and yet still get to be part of it, still get to help connect the dots so that someone else can live the picture that they're intended to live. So transformation, you're going to comment and let us know your way of explaining it. I think that's the right analysis, right question. So your way of explaining transformation. I loved yours, Lana, and we are looking for many more.